Letter of interest.
Letter of interest. So I'm going to find out why, because I really, it was shocking to me. I mean, this is exactly what they fund.
Right.
So it
And
makes
Heidi
no
and I
sense.
both know one of the people who's on the board or.
On the board.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense.
And especially since I was funded by them last year, they tend to.
Repeat.
They do, yeah. Anyway, that was disappointing. However, I have this new idea. So I met with this woman who works at Google in Australia, and she's pretty brilliant. And so she's very interested in sound design. So like, let's say she's got these, I don't quite understand the technology, but the audience would get these headsets
Yes.
that would be here, like not on their
Not
ears.
regular headsets.
Like through their bones or something. They hear stuff through their bones. And so I had this idea because I thought that you and I would be dancing in the lobby.
Me dancing?
Well, you'd be playing. You're right.
Well, I would like
You know
to
what
dance.
I mean?
I see.
Damn
Well,
it,
you
I
could
always
dance
wanted
too.
to.
I could choreograph something for you.
That's the,
We could try. We could try that.
because when I was a little boy, I wanted to be a dancer. I really did.
So maybe you do some. Oh, that's a good
I'm
idea.
serious.
So what if? Well, okay, so let me tell you this idea
Okay,
first. So
okay.
as the audience comes in, you're playing, I'm dancing, and I
Yeah.
also thought of maybe a few other dancers of mine who would be. Do we need to stop?
Yeah, yeah.
I could have said my phone.
It's my mother
We're getting,
calling.
when we get better at the recreations, then we'll know.
But you got what we just did,
This
right?
is not a recreation, yeah,
You
they got that.
Okay, good. So
Yeah,
I don't
so
have
just
to
start with
say
your
that
idea again.
With my idea
Yeah.
again, okay.
Tell us when, Monica.
Okay. So my idea is that as the audience is coming into this idea of ritual, is that however many dancers I put in the space with us, I would be doing my
Oh.
ritualistic movement, so would they. You would be playing in a ritualistic fashion. That's the piece I want to make with you.
Right.
And then with they each would get this headset, and what it's devised to do, she was explaining to me, is that let's say as I get close to you, if I'm the audience member, something will happen. So I thought it would be great. You're going to be playing. They can hear you playing, but then they can also hear maybe you talking about your stroke. And
Oh.
then maybe they come close to me and there's some percussive element or a heartbeat, something
Right.
that goes along with what I'm doing, but they always hear you. And then the same with all these other dancers, and then they move through the lobby into the performance space where they see the actual performance. And Meredith is still going to use your music. Meredith is dancing to your music, that's for sure. If we can find another section where we can use something that you have or something that you made, then we'll do that.
So we're basically the opening act too.
We're the opening act. Yeah.
Opening act.
Well, I mean, you know,
act
you got
two.
to start somewhere.
Yeah, but I think it would be so interesting to play with that. So that
Yeah.
it's not just you playing and where everyone's dancing to you, what you're playing, because that's what people are going to think. But if the audience comes close to somebody and they hear, you know, like
really interesting.
I have, because these rituals for me are also about dealing with death. I do have my brother singing the Kaddish when my dad died at the cemetery. And so I started thinking, would it be kind of interesting to just, as they come close to me, or maybe another dancer, they hear that Kaddish
yeah.
over and over again. Yeah. Which, the funny thing was, I don't know how to do it. So that's why I had this. I had my little iPhone while they were doing it at the cemetery.
That's great.
Yeah, because I don't know it. So that's an idea, and I thought if we could maybe work on the sense of ritual, what would that be? What would that be that keeps
A sense of ritual for me
repeating?
is like every day is an exercise. There's scales or Chopin etude, left hand, just to strengthen the left hand. Arpeggios. That's very ritualistic. I mean, it's totally not music. I mean, you can make music out of it, but that's a ritual that I must do every day to be able to play. Still.
Have you ever riffed on that?
So, or if that's what you're doing, then when they come close to you, something else that you compose that would go with that, they can hear.
Oh, I see
amazing.
what you mean. Like 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional
Right.
That's interesting.
experience.
I like
Right.
that.
And then maybe, and then I'm thinking too, it might be, if it's just you and me, because I don't know that it should be anyone else.
I love it, just the two of you.
Yeah,
I love
except that I have a beautiful duet from Display that would be that's so solemn, and they could keep, and it's very slow. And then I have my Grace, which was made when Arnie Zane died, and it's very afterlife, like rebirth. It's an image like that. I don't know. I'm going to see the space next week.
Okay.
I'm going to see the space next week. And I'll take a look at what's available to us and what I think could work in the space. But then this idea of that you and I maybe at some point do the same thing. Like you could just do something like we both lift our
He's very graceful with his free hand.
yeah,
I mean,
or like do something very ritual. There you go.
I mean,
Voguing.
John, you're dancing. When you finish
Yeah, I
a
know,
piece
I know.
and the arm goes up, I mean, that's
We
dance.
could do
That's-
something really. We have to do that.
That'd be fun.
That'd
I
be
really want to do
really nice.
think that'd be
And it can be
beautiful.
very, very simple. That
Yeah.
all of a
Right.
sudden, the two of us do that.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's a great idea. So when do you need next to be with Johnny? Because I'm dealing with scheduling. We're traveling now to do more interviews. So
Okay, can I before you do?
yeah,
before you
go
do-
continue.
let's-
Sorry.
Just so here's another question. In your show,
Mm-hmm.
could that be written into your show? The scales.
You mean that number, that bit?
Whatever.
that's what I would-
Whatever the collaboration
Is going to be put in there.
Right.
It can be. It's whatever
Yeah.
it is. I mean
And
that's the thing we can keep it amorphous too.
Right, so that'd be really fun
It's
too
the Heidi
if we
Latsky section.
have
Yeah, we're-
those moments of dancing
Yeah,
together.
yeah, that would be
But
gorgeous.
not together. Not together. Like I see us in two different places in the room. It's like I'm not dancing near you, but all of a sudden you see both of us doing the same thing. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be so beautiful. Okay, I'm very excited.
No, that's delicious.
I always wanted to do.
No,
All
I
right,
think
so
it-
we're going to do it.
bucket list. Let's do it.
Let's do
Right?
it. Let's do
Right.
it. So here's what next steps. I have to work with these Google people.
Yeah. Right.
The shows are the first 2 weeks in May. I just confirmed.
Oh.
Okay.
There are 3 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the first and second week of May. That's confirmed,
And he's confirmed for the 27th of April, which you need to be dancing at.
which
you
I can
or you
do.
and Meredith or whatever you want.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
It'd be what you just mentioned now would
Yeah,
be great.
yeah, we could do that, or
Yeah.
you could have both of us.
Yeah.
I mean, Meredith is gorgeous in that piece. Don't you like that?
Uh-huh.
And she's just stunning.
Yeah. But I love the idea of you two doing something. But whatever. I mean,
But we could have.
yeah, however you
she-
want to do it.
So she could be like, what I was telling Stuart is that I just performed the solo with the different music because it had to be short for my body right now. And so if you can imagine, if this is the stage, I put myself, if this is the audience, I put myself in a panel and I'm right at the closest to the audience in
The
a very
apron.
bright light. So it looks like this is my path. People really like that. It was
Right.
just happenstance.
Right.
But if you were in the middle,
Right. Where you
or
will
maybe
be.
off center a little bit, if we can move you. But if you're in the middle, then what if Meredith was like somewhere here
That
or
could be-
somewhere here, somewhere unexpected,
It could be beautiful.
so that she has her own path. Or if her path is going this way and she's at the back and
Right.
I'm at the front.
Diagonals are always
A
strong.
and he's
Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah. That could be beautiful. Yeah, I think there's, I mean, and this theater would love that.
Where's the theater?
Port Washington. It's the landmark on Main Street. It's sort of this old, fabulous building that is this community theater that is 400 seats, and major acts play there. I mean, Richard Lewis is doing a thing, and that's why we were not sure about our date, but yeah. But
Okay,
we
you
have
have
it.
to
We have the
send me
date.
that
I
date.
will. April
And
27th.
I'll send it to Meredith too, so, that's out here, right?
It's out
No,
here.
It's out
Right
here,
here.
so that's
15
easy.
minutes, yeah.
Okay.
There's a train that goes right there.
Perfect.
It's longer
It's
than
perfect.
15 minutes from Palm Desert or Palm Springs. I'll be there.
But you
Then we'll
guys have
do
to,
it in Palm Springs.
you guys have to figure out time to actually be in a room
Right.
together in the next few months to work on
So
this.
that's what we have to figure out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will tell you that we're in residency at City College from now until April, the first week in April. But Dixon Place, where we're doing this, we're in the theater. Like they'll give me space, as much time as we need. So if we just wanted to work like for 2 weeks in April before the show, we could do that.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna make like this, if we're gonna, if you could work on your own on the scales
Mm-hmm.
to send to me,
Oh,
because I'm gonna need to work on material with whatever you're doing.
So sooner rather than later.
Sooner rather than
What-
later.
What length are you looking for that? Is it something
It's
that can loop?
ongoing.
Can it loop? Can
Half
you
an
do-
hour.
half
It
an
can
hour.
loop. It can loop. It can loop. I'm gonna loop.
So
I'm
you
gonna
could do a 5-minute thing that loops.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, that sounds.
Yeah. No, it should loop because my solo right now is 3.5 minutes. I think I want to make it a little longer, but a little longer, and then I'm going to have to keep repeating it. And then we have to have those moments,
The arm moments.
the arm moments.
The arm moments can easily.
I think I
happen
need my pills now.
in- in-
I'm
But
getting
But how
nervous.
is he going to do the arm moments?
And play?
It'll be a moment of
And
silence.
play.
It's a mo-
It
it's
has
a
to be
mo-
moment of
choreographed
silence.
into the moment of
And
silence.
there's
It could be
more
great.
power in silence than
I agree.
that's what Beethoven said.
Well, if you did, let's say if you just did your scales in 5 minutes,
yeah.
we could have that moment of every 5 minutes, and that would be great too. Because then, if I would make my piece 5 minutes long, it could be under 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then we have this moment of silence where we do our thing, and then you go back and I start again.
Yeah.
I love this idea. How ritualistic is that?
No, it's very ritualistic.
And then we have this
Or-
ritual, which, sorry to interrupt, but this idea of, so nobody has to know this, but the unfinished business for me is as I've mentioned a little bit, is my fear of the end. And what I have to, this is just very personal, what I do to keep myself here so I'm not dealing with the end, right? And that's meditation, that's dancing, it's creating. So if we had that moment, that ritualistic whatever that you and I create, which is a sort of prayer,
Yeah.
right? Like a sort of ritualized prayer that we do together.
It's incredible.
The only thing I was
Be
going to say is
kinda nice.
if you do this something like that also in the show on April 27th, maybe the ritual smoke can happen twice, and maybe not at 5 minutes, but maybe it can happen in 2.5. So we get the sense of it happening twice, so there is the ritualistic sense even for that show. I mean, it may be different for Dixon Place, but I'm just saying. So it's just something to consider. as well.
Because why? Because you're saying 10 minutes would be too long.
I mean, you know, in terms of that whole thing, yeah, 10 minutes would
Right,
be too long
right,
in
right.
the April
Yeah,
27th show, but the
no,
5
I'll
minutes is
do
perfect.
whatever. I'm
so we
very-
can figure that out.
Once my choreography's set, that's where I can improvise.
Right.
I
Good.
can stop it wherever I am. If I know what it is, I can figure out my 2.5 minutes, do this thing with you, and then
Yeah, I think this is good. Nobody's eating my chips. Eat some chips.
I'm gonna eat some chips.
And then I think we
I
have to
gotta go.
get you to the station. So we have 20 minutes to get you there. So
Okay.
let's just do that. All right. Say goodbye to Heidi.
Bye, Heidi. I'm sorry.
Bye.
All right.
So
I'm gonna
excited.
get ready. All right.
Thank you.
I'm really excited.
Thank you for.
You like this idea?
Yeah.
Okay. and you can start working on it.
Yeah. I do it every day, so my scales and exercises.
Can you tape it then?
Yeah.
Like do your scales and send to me?
Yeah.
And then I think what would be gorgeous is over that to make something that goes over it.
Oh, a counter melody, another song.
Yeah. And that could be
That's-
the you have the mundane kind of thing. That could be the heart, you know, that or-
Constant.
yeah, like if this is this is what I have to do. This is what I'm doing my ritual. I'm doing my ritual. This could be like something like that keeps you doing that ritual. Like what's driving the ritual.
Yeah.
Or it could be the Shema.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good.
Good.
Good, good. Exciting. Now I really have to go. Cut.
You can get out of and say goodbye once more if you can, and
Wait,
then
why
you
don't
can
we
just
goodbye?
leave the table.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
You leave it there. I'll stay
right.
here. Bye.
Bye. Mwah, so great to see you.
Thanks.
So excited.
Yeah. This
Really.
Wonderful.
The juices are flowing.
I know.
And I can't wait to hear what you come up with.
I can't wait to see what what I do.
Oh, well, that'll be easy.
Okay.
I do that, and I'll help you.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Of
I do
course
that
you will.
Very well.
course you
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Heidi.
Bye. Okay, let's cut.